Hi, hi. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm not a person who yells, so I know I'm a bit quiet. Hi everyone, and welcome for another art class. As you can see, today is a little bit different because we're outside. We're touching grass, well, water technically, and we're gonna be painting Lighthouse. This is the first time that we're gonna paint something live in front of us, so um, today is a little bit different. You guys can either start right away and paint for those who are already familiar with rust painting, um, and just have a lot of fun, or you can tune in to my stream. I will probably mute voices so you guys don't hear each other twice. And I will be explaining on my stream uh, all of the steps and the thought process and how I paint. And for those who are new at rust painting, I will be explaining all of those basic functions of the brushes and everything. So for all of you who are already experienced, you guys can go ahead and start painting the lighthouse. Also, if you are unable to edit the sign, make sure to grab TC. And for those who have Lighthouse looking very blurry, I put in the general chat in Art of Rust screenshot of the lighthouse, so you can use it as a reference. And yeah, also you can increase your object quality in your settings under graphics, and it will show Lighthouse less blurry. So yeah, you can guys go ahead and start painting, or you can tune into my stream and follow along as I paint. I'll put the link in the chat. All right. I'm going to put the voices down so that people don't hear themselves 3 times. And game sounds a little lower. There we go. I think everybody should have a canvas. There's a lot of empty canvases in the back if you guys still need them. And I think that's it. We can start painting. So, hi everyone. I know that some people are tuning in. I'm just gonna give it a couple of more seconds until people get into the into the stream. Hi Jack. Yes, I have all of my previous classes I have in my second channel where I post all of my previous classes. I still have to upload the fire one. Alright, so hi guys. Today we're gonna be painting Lighthouse. We have previously had a art class on clouds, we had art class on water, we had art class on materials and the foliage, so today we're just gonna be combining all of it together. I'm gonna actually turn off all of my alerts so that they don't interrupt you guys, and we're gonna get to the painting. So, as always, first a little introduction to the canvas and the UI for those who haven't been painting in Rust before. The upper part, these upper buttons, are very easy. Every time you hover over them, you can easily see what they do. So for example, this one clears the canvas. This one downloads the image to your desktop. This is a save feature where you can turn on or off the autosave. What it does, it saves your painting every 30 seconds. Undo or redo, you can also use keybinds on your keyboard. Reset camera position, basically if you on accident rotate your canvas, you just reset your camera position like this. This one turns on the light on and off. I like to turn it off to have better view of the colors. And this is the toggle chat. I'm gonna have it on so that people can ask questions if they have any questions. On this side, we have paintbrush, eraser, and color picker. For the brush, it's very self-explanatory. It is the thing we use for painting. We have eraser, which erases the brush. I kind of rarely use it. I just use a background color. And the color picker color picks the color that we have on the canvas. So for example, if I have this blue color over here and I color pick in between these two colors, I'm gonna get a new color. And this is how it looks like. Okay, so over here we have different kinds of brushes, and I'm gonna be showing you guys over time how it looks like and what brushes do we use for what purpose. But for now, we're gonna be using this third brush. We're gonna be increasing the size all the way up, spacing 0, opacity all the way up, and let's choose this color over here. So I am using this purple color that is right above this like very saturated purple color, and I'm just gonna be coloring the background in. So I know it looks purple. Usually people go with like light blue for the sky, right? But this purple color sort of is very similar to the color that rust has, because this blue color has a little bit of a purplish tones in them. And so this is the color that I like to go with. When we exit the canvas and we look at the picture from here, it looks very washed out, and that is because the environmental light affects the color of the canvas. That is currently it's gonna be changed. It's changed with the recent update, and they did something with the light, but it's gonna be changing pretty soon. So let's go back into the canvas and we can see our actual color over here. So for the sky, if we take a look, there is a gradient in the back. Whenever we paint in rust, we always think from the back towards front. So we're not going to be starting with the lighthouse immediately. We're going to be starting with the background first. So let's think in the back, what can we do with big brushes before we commit into any other details that are in front? So we want to do that beautiful gradient that goes from white towards like darker color. So let's do that. In our head, we always like visualize how the image is gonna look like. And this, you don't have to draw this. This is just how I'm imagining it. So I think the sea level is gonna be somewhere here, and then the lighthouse is probably gonna be somewhere over here. So that is how we're gonna be planning our canvas here. For those who don't know how to move the canvas like this, you hold Shift, right click, and you can pan your canvas around. And you can zoom in and zoom out using scroll wheel. All right, so now we're gonna use the size all the way up. We're gonna take the second brush, low opacity, and we're gonna use this white color, and we're gonna start somewhere around here. And so color stacking in Rust works in a way that every time when you press with your mouse down or with your pen and let it go and go over it again, the color are gonna stack, and the color is gonna become more saturated and stronger because we are using this very low opacity. So what we want to do is we want to have this bottom part the brightest, and as we go up, it's gonna become less and less visible. So if we went over 5 times over here, we're gonna go less brush strokes towards up. Another little tip, instead of clicking on color picker over here, you can keybind the color picker. And I have here in chat, you can see a command that you can put in F1 menu, and you just bind this part, bind left alt, paint selected tool, and it will bind it to your alt. So if I press alt and choose this blue color, it's gonna pick this blue color. You can see it over here, and that is how I color pick without going over here. So what I'm doing right now, in order to get this very nice gradient, I am color picking the blue color to go over this part in the middle to make it softer, and then color picking the white part to make it stronger on the bottom here. Okay, and then on the top, we want to have this color just a slightly bit darker. So I'm gonna use this blue over here. So I'm using in between dark blue and this aquamarine blue. I'm gonna use this almost like purplish blue tone right over here. And I'm gonna go a couple of brush strokes on the top. Just a few. Is the music too loud? I can lower it down if you guys want. But I think 2 hours without any comfy music is gonna be very, very depressing. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I really this update is confusing me so much because like when you look at it like this, it looks so washed out, and then when you go in, it looks actually really nice. But yeah, they will change the thing with the canvases. Anyway, so as you can see, we made a gradient that goes from white towards this dark blue over here, right? So what is in the background? We see clouds. So we want to add a couple of clouds, and we don't have to commit to them. We can just sort of block them out. So what I like to do when I paint clouds, I like to use this brush over here because it just has like a little bit of these jagged edges here. And I'm going to take the biggest size, opacity low, and I'm going to take the white color, and we're going to be using it to sort of block out where our clouds are going to be. So maybe a little bit smaller size, like 70. Is it time for blotches? Yes, it is time for our blobs. Yes, stay hydrated, everyone. Make sure to have your water or coffee or tea next to you. All right, so let's take a look at clouds. For me, this is how my clouds look like. I think in my environment and settings, I have everything normal except my time is at 17. So if we look at this composition, I'm always gonna look at geometric shapes. So there is a diagonal composition going over here. We have some little blob here, a little blob there. But overall, it looks pretty simple to replicate. So let's do something similar. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just clouds. They can be anything you want. So I'm gonna have one little blob here, one little blob here, and it's sort of gonna go diagonally down like this. Again, I'm using very, very low opacity just to kind of make a sketch underneath. And then we have another blob over here. Are we painting your garage door? Oops. Busted. All of you guys are painting the painting that is on the garage door. That is very correct. And there is another blob over here. And now that we are sort of confident with our composition here, we're gonna increase the opacity a bit up, size like this, and we're gonna block out some of these clouds. I like to use like circular motion like this, and I like to make little blobs as we call them. So I'm gonna paint in my cloud like this. I'm gonna imagine that there's a little blob here, a little blob here, a little blob here, a lot of little blobs. Now, if you guys want to learn how to draw clouds in detail and understand how they work, we have already done an art class on clouds, and I have it uploaded on my second channel. And you guys can do that exercise if you haven't already. It was really fun, and everybody has done such an incredible job. All right, we have a sketch of the clouds like that. Now I'm just gonna fly around and see how everyone is doing. And again, take your time. You don't have to rush anything. Today we are totally chill. That looks already incredible, Gabby. Beautiful bunk. And for those who haven't been on these classes before, there is absolutely zero judging in here. We are all starting here equally, and we're all here to have a lot of fun. There's no like comparison, there's no this is better, this is worse. We're all here to have a lot of fun and maybe learn something along the way. Sometimes, just being around other people feels very inspiring, and this is what all of these art classes are for me. They're very inspiring when we're all together. I always recommend filling in your background with a solid color first, so that you don't have the canvas in the back, because when you save it to your desktop it's gonna look transparent. So make sure to always have a solid color in the back. All right. I'm going to leave these clouds as they are because we're going to continue with our sketch. We're going to be detailing them a bit later. That's okay. We now want to find um, our horizon line. So, our horizon line where the sky touches the sea is somewhere around here. And we want to make this bottom part of the sea darker because, as we can see over here, that part where the sky touches the sea is almost like you almost can't even see the line. So we're just gonna leave it like that. And then we're gonna do the gradient that goes into the dark blue color. So let's do that. And I'm going to be using this color over here. So one right above this darkest blue. And we're gonna do the same. We're gonna add slowly just a little bit of that dark blue on the bottom, and we're gonna leave the middle blue color like this. So we have a nice gradient that goes from white to blue to this dark blue. Like this. This looks beautiful. Oh my gosh. So many lighthouses. And yeah, I completely forgot to add, but let's add it here since we already mentioned it. All of you guys are painting that. That's all of you guys right now painting Lighthouse. All right, so now we're gonna be sketching our lighthouse. First tip, every time when I'm painting anything, I like to break it down into geometric shapes. So, what do we see over there? We see like a square, we see a little like long part for our lighthouse top, and then we can break it out into another little piece up top. Every time when you break shapes into these easy geometric shapes, imagine it as if you're building it as a kid with those like wooden little toys, wooden little cubes and spheres and cones. So that's how I imagine whenever I try to study something or whenever I try to understand a shape, I always just break it down into smaller pieces. And what also helps is finding the middle part of everything. So, how do I know how long do I have to make this? I kind of look at the middle part. So, if I look from the bottom, if I look from the bottom of the let me see. If I look from the bottom of the lighthouse to the top, the middle would be somewhere where that little balcony is, right? And if we want to slice it up in the middle like this, we can see that sort of this long part is in the middle of this big part on the bottom. So everything that I do, like always just split it into geometric shapes and split it into symmetry. So you know, like, okay, I'm gonna look at the vertical symmetry and then I'm gonna look at the horizontal symmetry, and that's how it helps out. So first we need the bottom part. The bottom part is gonna be um, our rock where the lighthouse is standing on. And it looks sort of like this. For this, for sketching part, sorry, I'm using the second brush, size 2, opacity, let's say 40. And I'm gonna find the middle of the canvas. Middle of the canvas is like here. And then we're gonna find sort of like diagonal here. And we're gonna make this little rock like that. So this is me looking at where the middle of my canvas is. Sort of like here. That's okay. And then this is our rock. That's our rock over there. Okay. And then, you know, following our middle part like this, we want to make that rectangular shape of the lighthouse. So I'm just gonna sketch it like this. Again, we're gonna make a very simple shape. Doesn't have to be precise, doesn't have to be perfect. We're just making a sketch. Now we can see that there is a like a little platform that goes up to your lighthouse, and it's sort of like shorter than this rock. So I always look at the edges as well. This part where the ramp up is shorter than the rock underneath, and then the lighthouse is shorter than the ramp, and that's what we're gonna be doing as well. So we have this ramp over here. It sort of goes like that. And then our lighthouse is shorter than that, like this. All right. And then our top part of the lighthouse goes diagonally up. So it's gonna go about here. And as we noticed earlier, the bottom part of this long tube was almost at the middle. Not quite at the middle, but almost at the middle. And from the ramp to the top, we said that the balcony is somewhere like in the middle. So the upper part is gonna be, let's say, about this big. God, Clone, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the kindest. Thank you. All right, and over here we have a little balcony where the recycler area is, and we're just gonna add that shape as well. So this way you sort of positioned where things are on your canvas. And over here we have a little bit of the beach. We have a rock. And we have another part of the beach over here. That's just a detail. It's not necessary. So this part I sometimes just do in my head when sort of confident about the shape, I can easily start sketching it without doing these rectangular parts. But this is the basic that you want to have in your head. I know that there was like a really big discussion on Art of Rest right now about tracing, and I'm not going to go into that. I feel like everybody should use whatever they want as their tools, whatever helps them. But for me, I always like to sort of not rely on any of like external things. I like to be able to make the shapes myself without using any external help. So using this technique where you break it into shapes, where you look where the middle parts are, where the middle part of the object is so much better because later on you can draw anywhere. Like you can just grab a piece of paper and a pen and go outside in nature, and you won't be able to use the tracing softwares, but you will be using your head. And that is what I really want. I want everyone to be using their head. So the top part of the top part of the lighthouse is cylindrical. So we're gonna be doing doing it like this. So as you can see, it doesn't really look like a square. It is cylindrical, so that's what we're gonna be doing here. And then since I really need to do a class on perspective for you guys, since we are basically positioned over here a little bit under this horizon line, we are able to see the bottom part of this very, very tall lighthouse. This is why we see the bottom part of this cylinder. And we're gonna do the same one in the middle of it over here. Again, we're gonna do the bottom part of the cylinder and the sides. And again. And I'm gonna just fix this line a little bit because I noticed that I didn't do it very well. And don't worry about any of this. We can paint over anything. We can fix our lines as much as we want because we have color picker and we can easily color pick and erase our sketch. All right. Now let's count how many parts does this lighthouse have. We have red, white, red, white, and then red again. So 3 red lines. So let's do that. The top line is the shortest one. And it's again a little bit cylindrical like this. And then we have the red one, which is the middle. I am using Control Z every time when I make a mistake to go one step back. Then we have the white part, and then we have the red part again. And this balcony here is also a little bit Like it's not straight line, it's curved a little bit. The only thing we're missing over here is the middle part of the lighthouse. So we're just gonna add it. It's gonna look like this. Let me have a little fly around and check how everybody is doing. No, Mike is painting me, painting Lighthouse. That looks awesome, Luxifer. Great job, British. Let's go. I'm so glad to see you, Miss Phil Pickles. You're doing wonderful. Hi, Fo. It's looking really amazing already. Christoph, that's so good. Puppet, don't forget to save. Control S. Key is going for a beautiful sunset. Gato also going for a gorgeous sunset scene. Vixie is just chilling, having a best time of her life, painting Lighthouse. This is a screenshot material. This is so good. And Hollow is painting on a back of a zombie. This is the best. I so many screenshots. The Boots is doing a really wonderful sketch. I see how this is coming together. Nice. Nice. Ches, just join us. Welcome. Patterns is already making a masterpiece. That's beautiful. Zenitas has a wonderful sketch. Let's go. Iffle, that looks amazing. Already fan of your clouds. Jack, let's go. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, Jack. Let's go. Aki, hello. I'm excited to see what you do. Gabby is being Gabby. It's just beautiful. Look at these colors. That is gorgeous. Bunk is going for a beautiful Ghibli sunset scene. Sage, hi Sage. Sage is going with the coloring. Hi Lynn. Lynn, that looks beautiful already. Sigmodus, hi. I love how Sigmodus is painting all of us. That's looking amazing. Let's go, June. You got this. I love the sky already. I don't know who did this. There's no signature, but this is so cute. I love it. Wonderful. And welcome to Art of Rest community. Zeldef, that looks amazing. I love the little islands already. Lemon tea, hi. Oh my gosh, the sky is beautiful. That is beautiful. Dr. Chill, oh my gosh, Dr. Chill with beautiful like sunset scene. I love the light. It's very pretty. And Vixen is here. I'm so glad you made it. I'm really glad you made it. I hope you're gonna have fun on the art class. And we have Ivy. Ivy, I love your sketch. I love how you separated your canvas. Really love that. We have Tissy here. That's looking beautiful. I love the shading already. And we have Mouse. Oh my gosh, Mouse, that looks amazing. Let's go, Mouse. Super happy to see you. This is one of my oldest friends in Rust ever. So glad to see you here. And then Schwartz with absolutely gorgeous colors. I can't wait to see this one. This one's gonna be magic. It's gonna be amazing. Excited! Everybody is so good. Oh my god. All right, it's painting time. Let's go. So now we're gonna be painting over our sketch. Um, I'm gonna be using this sort of like gray color. The reason why I'm not going with white is because I'm gonna be using white as a highlight, and I'm just gonna go with this neutral tone over here. So I have the size to about 30 and opacity to about 40, and I'm just gonna go over here to sort of just color in my middle part. And don't worry, we're gonna fix these. We're gonna fix these sketches. Once I sort of color block this, I'm just gonna go with a bit stronger opacity, smaller size, like this. And I'm just gonna color in. And as you guys see, I didn't go with opacity 100. My opacity is 87 because I still want to see those lines underneath. I still want to preserve some of that sketch under. Like so. And you know what? Let's go ahead and paint the bottom part as well. And I'm not making it perfect. As you guys see, I'm sort of like going over the lines a little bit. It's completely okay. Everything is fixable. If you focus on being like super precise over something. Oh, oh, I just crashed. I don't know if it's just me or everyone, but probably just me. I'm back. Reload, refresh. Just refresh the page. I'm back. I'm back. It's sort of like a Rust thing or a Twitch thing. Every single day at the same time, at the same minute, I crash. Oh, yeah, I'm back. Just refresh page. Fresh page. Yeah, I'm not the only streamer that happens to quite a lot of streamers. They said that like every day at the same time, and for every person it's different. Every day at the same time they crash. It's like a Twitch thing. I've been having it my entire drops week. It was so annoying, and it was always at this time. And this is why you should save, absolutely. All right. So now let's use a lighter white color. Size like 11. Opacity, let's say 250. Let me see. Okay, size maybe 36. Yeah, this is good. All right. So size about 30, opacity about 50, and we're going to use the white color. And we're going to go not in the middle, but on the 2/3, like right over here. We're going to follow this corner here. And we're just going to apply the white color like this. And if you need to fix it, you can always color pick gray and go over. So you don't use the red color, but I'm just gonna show where I went with my brush. I went over here. This is the path that I chose for my brush. So we are making that white highlight over there. like so. And I'm gonna use the dark gray, and I'm gonna go in this corner over here. And I'm using a bigger brush than I should because I want to really get the nice gradient. And it's okay if it goes over the edge a little bit. You can fix it with color picking. But at least now we got this very smooth sort of background for us. And in Photoshop, for example, it's very easy because you can just make this a separate layer, lock it, and then color over it. And then do the same with the red color. So there's a reason why I haven't gone like red and then white and then red. This is to make it easier for yourself. Now we have this very, very nice background that we can use and go over with the red color. I'm gonna color pick the sky over here using a smaller brush and a bit stronger opacity, and I'm just gonna fix these edges a little bit. Just color pick and fix them. Color pick, fix, color pick, fix, color pick, and fix. And also I'm just gonna go a little bit over here and paint over my sketch line, like so. And also color pick over here, and then just go over this line here. Like so. And we can still sort of see these lines underneath. So I'm just gonna use this dark red color to follow my sketch, so it's a bit easier for me to see. Okay, and I'm gonna use the dark red color over here. Opacity a bit higher, size a bit lower, and we're gonna color in the red part. Maybe a little stronger opacity. So with this white background, again, it's one of those tips that I really would like to share it with people. You always simplify things for yourself the best way that you can. Drawing in Rust can sometimes be difficult because it's a very, very simplified UI. And the way you can make things easier for yourself is by having these little ideas and tricks on how to make it easier for yourself. So I very often like to think of big shapes, geometric shapes. How can I, make things look smooth? And that's why we did the big white tube first and then went with this red on top. I switched to the third brush so I can be a little bit precise and a little bit sharper with the edges. I kind of rarely use the third brush, but I sometimes use it if I want to really fix something. Here we go. And gonna use this red color over here. To have this bottom part. Like so. All right. Now on to the bottom part. The entire bottom part is almost red. So we're gonna be just coloring this block up until the ramp in red color. And again, I know that some of the parts of the concrete are gray over there. Those are details. Those are details that are on the top. So like we said, we're going from the back towards the top. And if you need to fix anything, you can color pick and go over it like this. Again, it's so much easier if you have it set on Alt, because all you have to do is press Alt and then just color pick things. It makes it so much easier. All right, just gonna make a super quick fly around to see how everybody is doing. Oh my gosh, this is looking incredible, everyone. Absolutely beautiful. Very excited to see everybody's work. I don't think we've ever had this many people on the art class. I know for the last one, the fire one, there was a lot of people. This is truly a lot. That's amazing. You can use this command. This command. Here we go. All right. So now if we use a bit brighter red and a bigger size and lower opacity, let me test. Yes, this is gonna be okay. So I'm taking second brush size 30, opacity 12, and we're gonna use this red color, bright red color. And again, we're gonna go where we went with our white color. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 1, 2, and just gonna slowly blend it to this side, like this. And maybe just a tiny bit of orange, maybe just one pass of orange. Like one, and one like this. As you can see, we got a really nice shine, really nice gradient here. All right, let's focus on the top now. I'm gonna use the dark red color and size about 4, opacity to 50, and we're gonna start with drawing this bottom part. I noticed that I messed up my sketch a little bit, so I'm just drawing a little bit outside of the lines, but that's okay. You can always fix your things. I'm drawing the outer rings first, like this. And I'm gonna use the darker red to draw the inner parts. And there's gonna be a bottom part here too. Now it's time to erase our sketch. I'm gonna color pick and erase these black lines over here. I'm so happy that we have color picker, because before, when we had the old canvas, you couldn't have done that. You had to use the color, straight color. There was no color picking. It was very difficult. It was really, really hard to do any kind of line work or sketches. But now we have it. I'm gonna draw this middle part right here, like so. And if we look, where are my binocs? If we look at the lighthouse, it has this complex little system of lines and triangles and things. We don't have to draw all of that. We can sort of like suggest details. I'm gonna drop this into the general chat again in Art of Rust if anybody needs the reference. We don't have to make it super, super precise. We can just make it approximately. So let's make a couple of those straight lines up here. And then the bottom part had like a line that goes in the middle. Little lines on the side like this. And then it had triangles, a lot of triangles, up and down. I'm using the smallest possible brush size, and my opacity is to about like 50% because I don't want these lines to scream. So I'm just making them a little softer. And I also want to mimic this this little highlight and add it to the side of our rings over here. So I'm just gonna do this. So I color picked this highlighted color here, and I just sort of added it over here in the middle. And if you need the highlight to be stronger, you can just use the red color and add a little highlight like that. Okay, just gonna do a little fly around. There's a lot of you guys, so I won't go frame by frame so that we can manage to have this under 2 hours. But this is looking incredible. And if I'm being way too fast for some of you, I will upload this class on YouTube probably tomorrow, so you can continue with your piece easily. All right. Now let's go back to this bottom part here. I'm gonna be using this dark gray color, size about 7, opacity about 50, and I'm gonna paint this balcony over here. And now we can add those details of concrete that we saw. So as you can see, this concrete is sort of peeking under this color, the red color. So we're just gonna quickly add that detail. So I'm gonna use this dark gray color and I'm gonna start drawing in those details. This is the fun part because it doesn't really have to be perfect. This can be as wiggly and as messy as you want because it's just the wall damage. You want it to have some sort of logic to it, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So you can just make your lines like squiggly like this and crazy. This part has this red color sort of going a little bit up, so I'm just gonna add that. And this side is gonna be a little darker, so I'm just going to mix the color. I'm gonna show again how I mix the colors. I use color black and I use color gray. And using color picker, I'm gonna click right here in between to create a new color. That's how you mix colors in Rust. So I want to have this corner a little darker. Like this. All right. Let's do the ramp part. I'm gonna use this dark gray to make the bottom part a bit darker. And I'm gonna make a little gradient towards the top like this. If I have questions, you can just ask here in chat. I have the voices off in game so that you guys don't hear each other twice. So feel free to ask here. I'm gonna fix this corner here. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry guys about the ads. I think we did postpone a couple of them. I'm really sorry. There we go. And I'm just gonna use this dark gray to sort of make a little line on top of this ramp. just to highlight it. There we go. Do you have solutions or advice for shaky hands? I don't know why I'm so jittery today. So you can lower your DPI on your mouse to make it go slower. There's also a way to lower DPI on your tablet, but I'd know that that depends from one tablet to another. So if you make your mouse move slower, it's gonna immediately be more stabilized and it's gonna make a little bit more straighter lines. Whoops, I don't think I had this alert disabled. Sorry guys, I know that was loud. All right, let's move on to the rocks. For the rocks, I don't have really a good advice that we can follow to make it all detailed now because we have very little time. But what I can say is we can focus on getting it at least blocked out well. So I'm gonna use this third brush, opacity somewhere like in the middle. And what we want is we want this side to be darker and this side to be lighter. So this side is immediately going to be darker like this. And we're just going to make a couple of shapes like that. They don't have to be perfect, they can be anywhere you guys want. Just to sort of block it out. And I think I'm going to widen this base just a little bit more like this. All right. And now I'm going to sort of go down with the opacity and color a little bit in between these shapes to add more color variety to them. For me personally, it's really hard to paint rocks in Rust because they require so many layers to them. The bottom part is gonna be just a bit darker, like this. And then I'm gonna take the second brush and I'm gonna use like this light yellow to add a couple of horizontal details, like for example this rock, the top of the rock, the sun touching the top of the rock over here. And then maybe it's touching just this part of the top of the rock. And over here, and maybe over here, and maybe a little shape over here. And I'm going to try to blend it out. Rocks, just like anything else, can be also just broken up into shapes, but they do require a little bit more attention. You separate them like clouds. If you guys remember, we were separating clouds into spheres, into a bunch of spheres together, and then we were looking at where the light source is. It is the same with rocks, except we're gonna be breaking them into shapes depending on which type of the rock it is. So probably just like a bunch of squares that you cut the edges of, and then you follow where the light is coming from. I'm just adding a couple of details, but we're not going to be focusing on We're not going to be focusing on making the rocks look perfect. That's not what we are here about. We're here to paint the lighthouse, and the details can come in later. The only important part that we need to get out of this is that this part is going to be darker because it's in the shadow. This part is going to be lighter because it's in the light. And we added a couple of highlights here and a couple of little middle shadows here. All right. I know I'm a little bit faster today, but that's because also some of the classes are way too long. And I think 2 hours is about like perfect amount for everyone. But we already are way past 50% of our painting, which is awesome. How do you get smooth curved lines? Mine seem to jump random pixels and make them lumpy. For me, it's kind of easy because I have a tablet, so I can do a very nice brush stroke. If I were to use mouse, I would also use lower DPI, but try to make my hand faster so that the slowness of the mouse is gonna smooth it out. This is me doing this with the mouse, and this is me doing it with my tablet. Okay, I'm gonna be using this yellow color over here, lower size, middle opacity, to draw the beach over here. Second brush, so it's this color over here. I'm gonna just make this corner like so. Make the opacity stronger if you need to. I'm gonna color pick whatever we got from that 50%. And I'm gonna draw the beach. The corner of the beach is gonna be darker because that's wet sand. And then we're gonna take this like cute little pinkish yellowish color, and we're gonna draw the sand on top. I added a little bit of white just to make it lighter. And now let's do the same on the other side. I can now color pick this and just move it to the other side over here. And gonna add some sand on top. I'm gonna color pick this dark color of the rock. I'm just gonna draw this rock formation here. It can be in any shape that you want. Maybe a couple of rocks here. Like so. Let's make another one here so it looks cool. All right. And I'm gonna make my opacity like 30, and I'm just gonna draw the same shape but mirrored down because we are drawing the reflection of it. So that's really cool when you put your opacity low and you go over like this, it almost looks transparent as if a mirror. And we're gonna do the same with our main shape over here. I'm gonna lower my opacity a bit down. And don't worry, we will go above with blue color again. We're sort of making like a reflection of this lighthouse. I'm gonna use a small size opacity to about 50, and I'm gonna color pick the color of the water over here. I'm just gonna go over and make a couple of lines to indicate that there's water. And as you go down, you want to color pick the color from that vertical, horizontal line. So as you go down, the water is getting darker. You are just color picking. You click here, you pick that color, and you draw a line. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's water, so it's crazy. It goes up, down, diagonal. You do want to keep it very horizontal as much as you can. But you know, sometimes water current has like those little lines like this. Makes it more fun. And we want to darken this bottom part a bit more. So I'm just gonna go very low opacity and biggest size. This dark, dark blue color, and I'm just gonna make the bottom a bit darker, like this. These are all looking so good. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's so incredible how every single canvas is different and we are all painting the same topic. It's amazing. Also, make sure to check your hunger. I don't know if you guys need pumpkins. I can give you guys pumpkins. I can make them rain. If anybody needs pumpkins, I'm just gonna drop them everywhere. a little rain of pumpkins as a tiny break. Raining pumpkins. That's my favorite admin trolling thing. And I rain pumpkins on people. Thank you. I should eat one too. Alright. Now, let's add a little details. So we want to add those little windows on the lighthouse. There's a little window here. A little window on the side. A little window here. I think this one is a bit more higher up. Like that. Not salmons. There's our balcony that we were talking about in the middle over here. A little detail, little fence over there. What else do we have? Is there more windows? There's more windows. There's a window here and window here. Alright, let's add those windows. Right. So window here. And a little window here. And a little window here. So again, we add details to the very, very end. The main part about this lesson was how to translate what we see onto the canvas. And we focused on colors and we focused on shapes. That is our main lesson for today. I'm gonna draw a little tree over here. First, just sketching it. I'm using a small brush and middle opacity to sort of sketch the trees. Like this. And then you can easily fill them in. A good sketch is a good base for anything. Don't be afraid of sketches. You don't always have to immediately paint something perfectly. You don't have to draw a face immediately perfectly. You don't have to do a copy machine pixel perfect study of something. There's no point in that. You have to learn how to think with your own head and how to apply what you see in front of you and what you study. So when you do a study of anything, like we are doing study of a lighthouse, all you have to do is ask questions. Always ask questions. What color is this? What color is in comparison with this one? Is there a big shape over here? Is there a small shape over here? Why is the light reflecting on this object strongly and on this object lightly? Why is there a white highlight and then this thing doesn't have a white highlight? Those are the questions that you should always ask yourself if you want to build your visual library over time. Because that's the fun part. Imagine it as leveling up in a video game. You want to focus on cooking, you want to focus on mining, you want to focus on foraging, right? So what you do, you go outside and you level up those skills and you increase your skills. You get like your copper pickaxes, you get your iron pickaxes, you get your diamond pickaxes, and so on. It's the same with learning how to paint and honestly anything at all. Um, you start from scratch. Everybody starts from scratch. And there's no skipping steps. If you skip a step, it's going to be so much harder for you to figure things out later. Um, and I was like guilty of that so many times. I wanted to skip so many steps, especially when I was learning 3D. Um, and it was also sort of because of the job, because the job was pushing me to learn faster and adapt faster. Um, but basic is everything. Basic is everything, and you genuinely can't skip it. Um, so regarding the discussion that we have currently right there, so I don't type my answer. My answer is yes, you can use whichever tool you want, always. But know that your brain is your biggest tool, and you should always work on developing that over anything else. Um, it really doesn't matter if you can paint this lighthouse exactly up to a pixel, looking exactly like this, with every single little rivet and every single little, um, you know, rusty part and so on. And that's okay. You can absolutely do that. You can trace the lines if you want. That's gonna speed you up for sure. But I always say just use your brain. That's the best tool you have. Brain no worky. Sometimes my brain no worky as well. So right now I'm just adding little details on the beach. Um, little bushes, little bushes on the lighthouse. And again, what we were focusing here is that this side has the brightest foliage, this side has the darkest. I'm gonna add a little blue to the shadow as well. Cholo, have a good night. Hope you get a lot of rest. And I'm gonna do this reflection over here. Like so. And a couple of white reflections on the water, like this. What I noticed when I have chat on, and when I paint where the chat is, it starts like scrolling up the chat instead of painting. That's why I usually just have it off. But for the sake of the art class, I'm having it on in case of questions. And let me go back to those clouds. So, just to make it super short, for those who haven't been on the cloud class, I'm just gonna make a sphere over here. So this is what I want my clouds to look like. I want the light to be on this side, the shadow on this side, and we're gonna have a little bit of that reflective blue light. So this is a super duper speed up version of our art of our cloud class. I'm gonna visualize that these clouds have a certain shape, like this. They have little blobs, like so. Little circles, imperfect circles like that. And so now what we want is we want each of these circles to sort of follow this same logic over here. So I'm gonna always go on like a lower opacity kind of side. And I'm just gonna add those highlights. And again, if you really want to follow the cloud class that we did, I have it uploaded on YouTube. And here and there, I'm just gonna break these shapes. Are we able to stay in paint tone? Of course, absolutely. I am going to have my VOD published. I will probably like end my stream for 2 minutes and publish the VOD. So if you guys need to go back through the VOD, you can watch it. And I will continue streaming because we're playing Among Us after this. It was part of the sub goal, and I've never played that ever again, like ever in my life. So I'm excited to try it out. But I will publish the VOD immediately, so you can just rewatch it. Among Us. I know nothing about that game, by the way. I literally know nothing about the game. I know that people say it's something about betraying your friends, so we'll see about that. You stab people? Oh, Gata's gonna love that. No, I've never played Cluedo either. I haven't played almost like any multiplayer IRL games because that requires having friends. But yeah, no, I have never played Cluedo. Friends? Imagine. Friends not needed to become the Elden Lord. Yes, exactly. That's why I love Souls games. Okay, okay. We focus on clouds. Yes, we're painting clouds. Not even made needed. I don't know if you guys hear the music. I kind of lowered it so low. It switched to some really nice jazz. I'm totally enjoying this. Alright, we have about 15 minutes left. Just gonna quickly finish these clouds. And then I'm gonna go over and take a peek at everybody's paintings. Very excited. Mm. Oh, I might even put a moon in the sky. You know how sometimes you can see the moon? About 13 minutes left. But you guys feel free to stay after and continue working on your painting. And again, I'm gonna be stopping the stream so that I can upload the VOD for you guys. And so you guys can go back if you need to retrace any of the steps. Oops. This is the bug that I've been getting for the past couple of days where my canvas just gets stuck. The way you fix it is you right click and it stops doing that. Apparently it has something to do with EAC update. I asked in the Facepunch Discord. They're gonna fix it. Alright, and let me just save it real quick. Don't forget to sign it. What does the ribbon in the garage door mean? Hmm, that is a secret. But ribbon can be whatever you imagine it to be. Always sign your work. And when you're done with it, don't forget to save it in the save the current image to your desktop. This button, I like to press it a couple of times because you never know when it's gonna stop working. All right, let me take a look at everything over here. We have no mic, and this looks amazing. I love how this rock texture turned out. I love how you added me painting next to you. That's very sweet. It turned out beautiful. Gorgeous. And then we have this Monstera person. Monstera, there's no moon in the sky. Why would you paint a moon? This is by Lucifer. That's beautiful. I love the addition of a little snowman in there. Very beautiful. Beautiful colors. Beautiful clouds. British, you did it. That turned out so good. I'm very proud of you. Very beautiful. I love the sky. I love the colors. It's very summery and cheerful, and this cute little palm tree with coconuts turned out amazing. Good job. Whoa, look at this one. Miss Bill Pickles. That's crazy. Thank you so much for joining the art class. I really appreciate you. I know you've been very excited to join. Thank you. And this turned out amazing. You've done so wonderful. I love everything. And I love how you decorated your canvas as well. It's pretty cool. We have Fozy over here. This is gorgeous. Look at that. Look how amazing that looks like side by side. I love the little trees and the attention to detail on the top. Turned out so good. Great job, Fozzie. Whoa, Christoph. Let's go. That is very precise. I love the values on this middle part of the lighthouse. Oh, someone's jumping off the parachute. um, very precise, very gentle. This is gonna turn out so well. Very excited to see this finished. Beautiful. And then Puppet. What can I say about Puppet? Puppet is just one of the artists that I truly admire for her creativity, for her colors, for her values, for her speed, because she did this in 2 hours and it's absolutely gorgeous. Just look at these colors. I know the sky looks incredible, but for me, the most magical part is this water. Because in just a couple of brush strokes, she managed to create such a beautiful reflection of the atmosphere and get that glossy, beautiful effect of water. And then the metallic, beautiful highlight on that lighthouse. That is gorgeous. I don't want to get into it because she's painting and it's gonna. I don't want to kick her out of it. And then we have Key over here. Key is working on another beautiful sunset scene with very, very soft pink tones. This is gonna turn out so beautiful at the end. Hi, Key. I love how you did this very soft light at the top. The beautiful reflection on this top part. That is beautiful. That's a really beautiful touch. I'm very excited to see this finished. And then Holy Holagato. Holy Holagato. That is beautiful. Can we just admire this beautiful, beautiful gradient of colors and how saturated and strong and confident it is, and yet so soft? Look at this beautiful little shimmer here. That is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And amazing shapes of the lighthouse. So amazing. I have no words. And so fast, in just 2 hours. And we have Vixie over here. Hi, Vixie. Vixie was laying down and painting the whole time, but this turned out so good. You got this. I'm very excited to see this finished. You've done a wonderful job on doing that reflection on the long part of the lighthouse. That's gonna be so good. Let's go, Vixie. Hello, and the zombie over here. I love this. Hello went with a little different approach and with his own style, and I really like that. I love these little trees. They almost give me, probably because of this song, honestly, it gives me like a Christmas vibes. I feel like if we add some Christmas lights, it's gonna look so good. But honestly, great job on the clouds. Beautiful, beautiful work. And I bet it's really hard to draw from the bicycle, but you're nailing it. Let's go, Hollow. That's so good. Let's see, who do we have over here? The boots over here. Oh my gosh. Look who it is. Everybody hide. Make sure that the eye does not see you. Hide your rings, hide all those shiny things. This is such a cool idea. I love this, the boots. Thank you so much for for giving us such a cool detail. I love it. And you've done an amazing job with the composition of the piece and the colors. Great job. And I see somebody's chilling over here on the beach. That's really adorable. Ches joined us in the middle of the class, but Chaz is already doing so well. Let's go, Chaz. I know you joined when everybody was like halfway done, but this is looking amazing. I love the choice of the colors. It's like a beautiful sunset scene. It's gonna look so good. Good job, Chaz. Very excited to see it. Oh my gosh, patterns. This is gorgeous. The color of the sea is almost giving me like a feeling as if the Lighthouse is in the middle of the swamp. Like it has that rich, swampy, beautiful blue-green tones. I love the rock texture over here. Beautiful work. Very excited to see this finished. And again, so much work in just 2 hours. Insane. Then we have over here, we have Zenitas. Hi, Zenitas. Didn't Zenitas said earlier that he has to go? This is looking so good. Just look at that foliage. Zenitas nailed it on previous classes as well, and this is looking beautiful. I love the details on the lighthouse. You added the little rust and the little plants climbing up. It's gonna look so good. Very excited. Oh my gosh, Iffle! No way! That's so cute! Oh, I love that detail. This is like a postcard from Art of Rust. So good. These colors and the values are really so hard to do, but Iffle has a very specific style, and I know that these colors are working so well with that style. Beautiful. Let me change this music to a little lighter music. Yeah. The seagull is incredible. I love the seagull. Amazing job, Iffle. And oh god, look at those clouds. They're so fluffy. Beautiful. Jack! Let's go, Jack! Jack always has his little green alien in every single painting. This is hilarious. The boat that is about to hit the shore, but it's a flying ship. It's a flying alien ship. That is such a cool idea. Amazing job. Amazing job, Jack. That's so cool. That is awesome. Amazing. Amazing. I know it's far from what you usually paint. So really great job on you know, taking a step outside of your comfort zone. It turned out really well. Good job, Jack. Oh, I love this one. Who did this one? Is this Aki? I think this is Aki here. Is this Aki? It's Aki, right? Yeah, of course it's Aki. Those are very beautiful tones. Amazing. I love this rusty tone over here. The white and rusty tone that Aki got in the middle. That's beautiful. I'm excited to see this finished. So good. Oh my gosh. This is like, I don't know. This is like a watercolor painting. Absolutely incredible, Gabby. Such a beautiful scene. The texture of the concrete and the brick texture, and the metal texture, and the beautiful little foreground plants. So pretty. Amazing job, Gabby. Truly stunning. We have Bonk over here. Bonk took a little nap, but oh my goodness. That is beautiful. Bonk is a huge fan of Studio Ghibli, and all of his artwork looks absolutely magical. Just look at the sky. This scene is gonna be gorgeous. I'm very excited to see this finished. Absolutely incredible. So pretty. Thank you, Bonk. Thank you so much for coming over. We have Catastrophic Sage here, and look at these colors. This is amazing. Again, very specific style to Sage. Very excited to see this finished. It's already looking amazing. It's giving me very like feeling of those, what are they called? The um, I don't know the English word for them, but they are the colors. I have to I have to Google translate this. It looks exactly like it. Felt pen, felt pen. Yeah, right. Doesn't it give you a feeling of that? It's so good. Amazing. Absolutely love it. Like Copic pens, yes. Yes, like Copic pens, exactly. Amazing. We have Lynn here. Hi, Lynn. I didn't see you joined us. That's so exciting. Lynn, this is beautiful. Look how peaceful and gorgeous this scene turned out. I love the water reflection on the bottom, and I love the little details on the coast here, the little details on the lighthouse itself. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Great job. So amazing. I'm a great fan of Lynn's work. Sigmodus! Oh my gosh, look at all of us painting. This is such a memory. I love this. Thank you so much for doing this, Sig. Really appreciate you. And also, such an amazing job on the lighthouse. The details, the reflection, the little highlight. Absolutely beautiful. And then taking time to draw everyone. That's adorable. Oh my gosh. I hope you had a lot of fun, Sig. Appreciate you. That's awesome. Great job. We have June over here, June Lavender. Look how beautiful these colors are. Oh my goodness. That's looking amazing. And the concrete part is insane. I love the little colors and the hues in it. Looks very realistic, actually. Really good job. I'm so excited to see this. And I love the rocky terrain. That turned out so good. The texture is so well done. Very excited to see this done. Great job. You got this. Gorgeous. And we have this unsigned piece. And again, there is no like difference between any of these lighthouses. I love this lighthouse so much. It just brings me so much happiness. Somebody who joined us for the first time, because I haven't seen their name before, and I'm so glad they got to paint with us, and I hope they had a lot of fun. And I love how they, you know, paid attention to where the window are, where's the light at, where every single tree is. That's so awesome. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh. ENV24. I need to make it a nighttime. Let me put this ENV24, right? Whoa. I see what you did here, Zelda. That's so cool. I love that. Look at that. We have a beautiful interactive art here. So we have an interactive art with some of the light reflection, as if the light of the lighthouse is being reflected on the water over here. We have the blue color sort of shimmering like the water, and I just love how this really pops out like it's a night scene. What a great idea! That's such a creative idea. Great job, Zelda. Honestly, that is very, very cool. I would really never have thought of that. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's a really nice surprise. And this is how it looks like it during the day. Also really, really good. Great idea again, Zel. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Who is this? Lemon. Oh my gosh, it's Lemon. That is beautiful. Look at that. Hi, Lemon. You're so talented. Goodness. That is beautiful. It looks like straight out of anime movie. Beautiful work on the foliage and great job on the overall proportions of the lighthouse. It turned out beautiful and I love the sky. Gorgeous work. So pretty. Thank you, Lemon, for joining. This is gorgeous. Why is everyone so incredible? Oh, I forgot the name. Who was painting here? I love their idea of this is like a sunset slash going towards the night scene. It's really hard to paint when you don't have a solid color in the back, but I think this is going in like such a good direction. I'm excited to see this finished. It's looking very beautiful. It's like it's powered by gods. Yes. Very pretty. We have Vixen here. Hi, Vixen. I hope you're saving in between your steps. Take your time. This is looking really, really good. I think the colors and the highlight on that part turned out really well. Take it one step at a time, and I'm very excited to see this. It's gonna look so good. The proportions are amazing. Let's go, Vixen. You got this. Whoa, Ivy. That is so good. Look at these watercolor um, hues. That's beautiful. I know it's still a work in progress, but it's already looking like a proper finished watercolor painting. Absolutely beautiful. God, I love the foliage and just the overall vibe of it. Very, very beautiful work. Good job, Ivy. Oh my gosh. This is Tissy, right? Tissy is, I believe, new in our community. I haven't seen Tissy's work before. That is incredible. Oh my gosh. Greenman told me that she doesn't have Twitch, so she just joined without any knowledge of this class and started painting. That is very, very impressive. Absolutely beautiful work. So gorgeous. I'm excited to meet Tissy. Yay, let's go! Mouse has a very comfy seating area over here and is taking the time. Mouse, this looks amazing. I am so excited to see this finished. You got this! You're doing so well! The proportions are there. The rock terrain at the bottom looks amazing. You really got the beautiful highlights over there on the rocks, and I'm so excited to see this finished. This is gonna look so good. Great job, Mouse. Proud of you. Let's see. Who do we have here? My fourth and fifth painting. No pen, no stream. This. Late. Oh, it's late. Who's painting here? It's looking so good. For a fourth or fifth painting in Rust, that is amazing. Let's go. Welcome to Rust and welcome to our community. I'm very, very excited to have you here. I don't see the name. I don't see who painted this. Well, you got this. I am so excited to see your work. Keep up with great work. Don't give up. Just have a lot of fun. Remember that we all do this just for fun, and I hope I'll get to meet you in game. This is looking amazing. Proud of you. Let's go. Oh my gosh, Schwartz, that's beautiful. Schwartz is also one of the most incredible artists, and I have the honor of having my character painted, drawn by Schwartz, and I'm forever grateful for that. This is looking so beautiful. I already see the vision, and I'm excited to see this finished. Those are incredible colors and the highlights. That's gonna be so good. You got this, Shorts. No, you got this. It's gonna be so good. I believe in you. That's amazing. And I think with that, we saw everyone. I think that was everyone. Amazing job. I'm so excited about that. I want to have a group photo of everyone, but I didn't really think about where the group photo is gonna be, so I think I'm just gonna like expand maybe this area here, so we're all gonna like stand, or we stand in front. Let me think. Maybe we all stand like in front. I'm just gonna expand from here. Alright, and I'm gonna start talking in game now. I'm gonna bring back my voices. So if you guys wanna mute the stream, so you don't hear things twice.
You'll drown before me, brother. Just get oxygen. It's like Baywatch, dude.
Oh. So loud. Hi everyone.
You're not particularly what I would expect someone from Baywatch to be saving me.
Horribly wrong. Wow.
You literally came in with the. I mean, you're definitely wearing like the medical hat, I guess. But I wasn't expecting like a jacketed guy with a backpack and a moustache to jump in the water and shout to me, "It's Baywatch, dude," and try to rescue me that way.
Like it's
not what I envisioned from my younger days.
Everyone.
I have an MP5 as well. You know, if anyone fucks around with
Shut up!
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Gato, by the way. Oh my god.
Hi everyone. Can we have a group picture, guys?
Yeah, we got a guy, Monstera.
Over here. Everybody. What? Everybody over here in front of the lighthouse. Also, for those who were not listening to the stream, I was just giving praises to absolutely everyone. You guys have done such an amazing job with the paintings. Thank you guys again so much for joining the art class. This was really fun. It was really fun to see everybody's vision of the same object, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun. And Let's take a group photo. Everybody stand over here. We're gonna go in a deep back camera to take a picture. Complex, join us. Oh my gosh, there's so many. That's crazy. Everybody wave. I'm gonna take one picture from like further away as well to show all of the paintings. Oh my gosh, there's so many paintings. That's crazy. Look at that. Amazing. It's even hard to catch everyone. That's so good. Thank you guys so much. Again, I appreciate you all for joining. For those who are continuing with painting.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you
so much. It was so much fun.
Thanks for the class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For those who are still painting, I'm gonna like end my stream now so I can publish the vote, so you guys can rewatch the vote if you need a slower instructions. I know we were very fast today, so thank you guys again. See you guys next time. Appreciate you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Monstera.
That was so good. Look at all the paintings, you guys. I didn't even realize until I like zoomed out on all of them. It's beautiful. Really appreciate you all. Alright, let me restart my stream so I can publish this VOD. So I'm just gonna do that very quick.